Hello! I've had this drum for probably at least a dozen years. I was thinking about it yesterday. I'm not quite sure when I bought it, and I certainly won't have a receipt anywhere. But I've had it 12 or 13 years. I don't use it very often, simply because I have other brass drums which I prefer to use. They're more practical and they're just nicer sounding to my ear. But I keep this drum, and I'll never get rid of this drum because of what it is. I will say it's not in the most fantastic of shapes, as you'll see in a minute. The finish is aged. I'll be nice about it. The finish is aged, but you know, it doesn't affect the sound of the drum. It is what it is. Most people know what it is, and have some notion of what that name entails. It is my 14x6.5 Black Beauty, and as you'll see, it is the super sensitive, which I'll spin over. There you go. For those of you that haven't ever seen a super sensitive before, there you go. I guess the super sensitive shares some traits with the Rogers Dynasonic drum, by virtue of the fact that you know, it's got the snares go flat across the bottom head. But this particular drum I got from a very nice man called Dave Seville. As some of you may know, I don't know if he still does now, but always used to do the Old Drummers Club. He's based in Sheffield in the UK. It's about 200 miles north of here, and as I said, I've had it for sort of at least a dozen years. I got it because it is a Black Beauty. I paid 400 quid for it, which probably I would take a guess is probably still worth about 400 quid, so I won't have lost sort of anything in that sense on it. I found that it's not a very not overly giggable drum for me, simply because I rim shot a lot, and by virtue of the mechanism and the way it's all set up, it's quite light, the mechanism, but the way it's all set up tends to sort of shake itself a little loose, and then it, you know, obviously it all just falls apart, and in terms of getting the snare sound out of it. So I don't tend to ever, or I think I have actually tried to use it maybe on one gig. Didn't happen, and I regretted it, but 99.9% of the time I've always carried a spare snare drum with me when I gig anyway, and so you know, I just swapped it out. But in terms of the drum itself, it's yeah, it's still got some play in it, in the head, so it's not cranked up or anything, as you'll hear. But yeah, it is what it is, really. It's a cool drum. It's got a cool name, and obviously the prestige of having a Black Beauty is something that you know, I guess if you have a collection of drums, you want to say you've at least got a Black Beauty in it. I was never that interested in having a pristine one. I would love to say I have one of the 20s or 30s deluxe Black Beauties, but I think I could probably find better things to spend 3 or 4 grand on to get a nice one. So I don't think I'll be getting one anytime soon. But for me, this was one of the earlier vintage drums that I got. I've kind of gone past the vintage drum thing a long time ago. Probably about 10 years ago, actually. I think I stopped really buying vintage stuff, which was about the same time as I buying Craviosos. So there you go. But anyway, I'll do the spin round so you can see it. You can see where the finish is sort of wearing away a little bit, I guess. But anyway, the sound, the way it's tuned, as I said, it's got some play in the head. Might not be for everyone. It's not sort of sharp and crispy, but then again, I've got other brass drums sort of over there which are sharp and crispy, so I don't really need this one to be. So anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.